Hi Gipsters, it's Miss Diaz. Today we're going to be working on another math problem, so make sure that you have your pencil and your paper ready to go. So today what we're going to work on is a tape diagram. So I know that when I read a story problem, a math story problem, sometimes there can be a lot of words or numbers that can get so confusing. But a tape diagram helps us organize the information that we know, and it also helps us figure out what we want to know from the story problem. So in a tape diagram, we have two parts that we can draw or write the numbers in, and then we have a total or a whole. And this should remind you of what a number bond looks like, because a number bond also has two parts and it has a total or a whole. So we're going to use this to match the stories that we're going to read today. And we're going to organize our pictures with our tape diagram. So as I read the story, watch me as I think through what will be the pictures that I need to draw to figure out the unknown in this story. London has 13 sour green Skittles. Her brother Landon has 12 sour purple Skittles. How many sour Skittles do they both have? So as I'm thinking about what I need to draw, I know that there are two parts in the story that I know. London's 13 sour green Skittles and then Landon's 12 sour purple Skittles. So I already drew those out using my circles, and I started with a group of 10, and then my ones. And then it's asking us how many sour Skittles do they both have? And both is a key word because it tells me, we're trying to figure out the combination of both their Skittles, meaning the total of their Skittles. So that's the unknown part. So I'm going to go ahead and write a question mark in the part in the area that we're trying to figure out what we want to know so that I know that's what I'm looking for. So I'm looking for the total. So I'm going to go ahead and count how many Skittles they both have. And I think, hipsters, that for this one, we're going to be using a counting on strategy. So I'm going to start with 13 in my head as the biggest number and count on to get my answer. So remember, when we count on and the number in our head is 13, we're going to add the 10 first because we know how to add by 10 really quickly. So be ready. 13, 23, and then captures, there's no more 10, so now I have to count by ones. 24, 25. My answer is 25. Let's count one more time and watch as I use a counting on strategy. 13, 23, 24, 25. My answer is 25, so we can go ahead and write that down so we don't forget what our answer was. So 25. Ooh, let's write that again, 25. So we figured this out by drawing our two parts that we knew and then trying to figure out the total, which was unknown, meaning we did not know it. So now you're going to try and do the next one with me. So be ready with your pencil and paper to do this next one with me. So let's go ahead and go to the next story. Amarian saw 12 kipsters playing in the park. Then he saw 8 more kipsters join them. How many kipsters did Amarian see at the park? Let's read that one more time. Amarian saw 12 kipsters playing in the park. Then he saw 8 more kipsters join them. How many kipsters did Amarian see at the park? On your paper, I want you to draw your tape diagram. And if you need to pause the video to have time to draw it, make sure you do that. So draw your tape diagram with your two parts and your total at the top. And let's see if we can start filling out our tape diagram to organize our information. So I think hipsters, let's go through and think about what we know. Marian saw 12 kipsters playing in the park. Okay, that sounds like a part to me if he saw 12 kipsters playing in the park in the beginning. Then he saw 8 more Kipsters join them. So it sounds like 12 and 8 are our two parts that we're going to draw first. Because our question is asking how many Kipsters did Amarian see at the park? So we're going to write a question mark in the total because we don't know how many he saw all together. And that's what we want to know. So we're going to remind ourselves we need a question mark. So now we can go ahead and draw the first part, which was 12. So we're going to draw 12 circles, and we're going to start by drawing 10 circles in the first part. Yours are going to look way neater than mine, but let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And remember, Kipsters, yours should look way neater. And now I need 2 more to have 12. 11, 12. Okay, so I'm just gonna write 12 here so I don't forget that I have 12. And it's also important in a tape diagram that you label what the parts are. So these are the ones that he saw in the beginning. So I'm gonna write B for beginning because those are the ones he saw in the beginning. And now let's move on to the second part. He saw 8 more Kipsters join them. So we're gonna draw 8 Kipsters on this side. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then again, I'll write my number 8 so I don't forget how many there are in this part. And these are the ones he saw at the end. So I'm going to write E for end so I don't forget. And now for us to find the total, we have to add 12 and 8 together because we want to know how many he found in total. So we're going to also use our counting on strategy starting with 12. I'm going to put 12 in my head because that's the biggest number and count on. So we're going to count on from 12. So now, because there are no 10s that I can add, I can just start counting by ones this time. So I'll say 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So watch one more time as I count on 12. There's not a 10 I can count on from, so I'm going to count on by ones. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. My answer is 20. All right. So Kipsters, great job helping me figure out how many, let's go back, how many Kipsters he saw at the park. So I'm going to go ahead and erase our work for now so we can look at the problem that you're going to try and solve by yourself. So let's go to the next problem. Give me 1 second. All right. So just like in our other videos, you're going to pause the video to solve on your own and come back when you have solved. So the first problem I will read for you, and I'll also read the second problem. So make sure that you have pencil and paper so you can do the tape diagram for these stories. Jessica rode her bike through the park and saw 11 ducks swimming in the pond. Then she saw 8 more ducks walking on the grass. How many ducks did Jessica see? So for your tape diagram for this, think about, are there 2 parts that you know? And are you trying to figure out the total? Then in the second problem, in the morning, Flora ate 7 cookies. At night, she ate 13 cookies. How many cookies did Flora eat in all? Same thing here. Organize your drawings with your tape diagram with your 2 parts and your total. So go ahead and pause the video, then come back to check if your work matches my work. Right, Kipsters, you should have paused the video and checked to see does your work match my work? So let's go through and look at the first problem. Remember that with Jessica's problem for number 1, she saw 11 ducks and then she saw 8 more ducks. So you should have drawn 11 in your first part and 8 in your second part. And notice, Kipsters, that I labeled that she saw some of them in the pond and she saw some of them in the grass. And now I counted all of them together and I got my total of 19. So the answer is she saw 19 ducks. For the second problem with Flora's cookies, she had 7 cookies in the morning and 13 cookies at night. So notice that I drew 7 and then 13. And I added those all together with a counting on strategy and I got 20 cookies. So give yourself a pat on the back if you also got the same work and the same answer that I did. All right, you're now going to do one by yourself. So this is our exit ticket. Kaden has 13 pink beads in her hair. Then her mom put 11 blue beads in her hair. How many beads does Kaden have? I'm going to read that one more time. Kaden has 13 pink beads in her hair. Then her mom put 11 blue beads in her hair. How many beads does Kaden have? So make sure that you use your tape diagram strategy and send your exit ticket work to your teacher so they can be amazed. They're going to be waiting to get all those amazing tape diagrams, so make sure you send it to them so they can be really excited by your work. All right, Kipsters, see you later.